Hey everyone, welcome to the Build Your English podcast, helping you speak with confidence when it matters. I'm Sarah, and today we're talking about a very modern dream, having less stuff and more peace.
And I'm Daniel. And before anyone panics, we're not doing the throw away all your belongings and become a monk version. We're doing the real version. The version where you try to tidy one drawer, and you discover you've been living with a small museum of mystery objects.
The drawer where pens go to retire.
The drawer where batteries go to die again.
The drawer where you put something for now, and then for now becomes 3 years.
Exactly. So if you've ever looked at your place and thought, why do I have so many things? This episode is for you. And if you've ever tried to declutter and somehow ended up buying new storage boxes, also for you.
That's my favorite kind of irony. I'm becoming minimalist. 2 minutes later, I bought 5 containers.
The containers are always an investment. Like, this will change my life. It won't. It will just hold your old cables.
Speaking of cables, why do we all have a box of cables that we refuse to throw away?
Because our brains are built on fear. What if I need it one day? That's the whole story of owning too much stuff.
The whole story, yes. What if I need it one day is the sentence that built every junk drawer.
And if you're listening and nodding right now, don't worry. We're both guilty. I'm not speaking from a clean, empty apartment. I'm speaking from a place where I have a drawer that makes a sound when I open it. Like it's warning me.
A haunted drawer.
It's haunted by old receipts and rubber bands.
Okay, so let's start with the honest question. When people say minimalism, what do you imagine? Because people imagine very different things.
I imagine someone with one chair, one cup, and perfect natural lighting. Like they live inside an Instagram post.
They own one plant, and it's thriving.
Yes, and they wake up at 6 a.m. and drink water and write in a journal with no clutter around them.
That's fantasy minimalism.
Exactly. Real minimalism is you standing in front of your closet, holding a shirt and saying, I don't even like you, but we've been through a lot.
We have history.
I wore you to an event in 2018. I can't abandon you.
And the shirt is like, please let me go.
It's begging for freedom. But yeah, my image of minimalism used to be extreme. Like it was all or nothing. And then I realized that's why I avoided it. Because if the goal is perfection, you don't start.
That's such a good point. If minimalism feels like a personality change, you'll resist it.
Exactly. So for me, the more realistic goal is less noise, less time managing things, less mental stress.
Same. I don't want an empty home. I want an easier home. Like, I want to find things without starting a scavenger hunt.
I want to stop owning objects that only exist to be moved from one place to another.
Yes, the moving objects. You don't use them, you just relocate them.
You pick them up, you sigh, you put them somewhere else. And you feel productive for 5 seconds.
Okay, tell me what started this for you. Was there a moment where you thought, I need to change something?
Yes, it was very simple and very embarrassing. I was late. I was trying to leave the house, and I couldn't find one thing, just one thing. My keys.
Classic.
And the thing is, I wasn't looking for keys in a normal way. I was doing that aggressive searching where you're basically accusing your house. Like, where are you hiding them? And while I'm searching, I'm noticing how much stuff is around me. Papers, random bags, things on chairs, things on the floor. And I realized my keys aren't missing. My keys are just camouflaged.
They blended in with the chaos.
Exactly. They were sitting right there, but my eyes couldn't see them because my brain was overloaded. Too many objects in the frame.
That's such a real problem. It's not that you're messy, it's that your environment is loud.
Yes, and I'm the kind of person who tells myself, I'm fine. But that morning I thought, okay, I'm not fine. I'm managing my stuff more than my life.
That line, managing my stuff more than my life, is basically the minimalist pitch.
It is. And I had another moment later that week. I opened that drawer, my haunted drawer, and something fell out. Like an object attacked me.
The drawer fought back.
It did. And I stood there holding a cable. A cable I've carried through 2 apartments. And I was like, what is this cable even for? I don't know. I don't own the device. I don't even remember the device.
It's like you inherited it from your past self.
Exactly. My past self left me a gift I don't want.
Okay, that's a good place to start. Because I think the emotional part is not the act of throwing away things. It's deciding what kind of life you're keeping space for.
Yeah, and that sounds deep, but it's real. Because every object takes something from you. Space, attention, time.
It takes maintenance. Even if you don't use it, it still needs a home. And you are the landlord.
I'm the landlord of junk.
Exactly. Okay, so let's make this feel normal. Because people think minimalists are a different species. But the truth is, everyone has clutter. And clutter is not just physical.
True. Digital clutter is a whole separate monster.
Photos, screenshots, files, apps, notifications,
Emails.
tabs.
The tabs. I don't want to talk about the tabs.
The tabs are a personality.
The tabs are anxiety in browser form.
Okay, mini checkpoint. If I had to say it in one sentence, minimalism isn't about having nothing. It's about having fewer things competing for your attention.
That's it. Fewer things competing for your attention. Because attention is the real currency.
And when your attention is constantly being pulled, you feel tired, even if you didn't do much.
Yes, you're tired from deciding. Where do I put this? Should I keep that? Where did I leave that? What's in that box?
Okay, tell me the funniest thing you found while decluttering.
I found a notebook I bought because I thought it would fix my life.
No.
Yes, and the notebook had one perfect first page. Beautiful handwriting, a motivational quote, and then nothing. The rest was empty.
That's such a human story. We buy an object and we think it buys us a new identity.
Exactly. I bought the notebook and I bought the fantasy version of me. The version who plans. The version who is calm. The version who doesn't forget keys.
And then real you shows up and says, anyway.
Real me said, I'm tired. And the notebook became a decorative object. A guilt object.
A guilt object is a big category. Clothes you don't wear, books you don't read, equipment you don't use.
A blender you bought to become a smoothie person.
The blender is always a dream purchase.
Because you imagine yourself holding a green drink and smiling like you have control over your life.
And then you use it once, it's annoying to clean, and you go back to coffee.
Exactly. So for me, minimalism started to mean stop buying the fantasy version of myself.
That's huge, because it's not just declutter, it's be honest.
And honesty is uncomfortable. Because you look at objects and you realize why you kept them. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's guilt. Sometimes it's a memory.
Sometimes it's, I spent money on this, so I can't let it go.
The sunk cost trap, yes. You're like, I paid for it, as if keeping it makes the money come back.
Keeping it doesn't refund you.
It just charges rent, space rent.
Okay, so if someone listening wants to try this without becoming overwhelmed, what's the entry point? Like, what's the easiest first step?
Start small. Start with one area that gives you daily irritation.
That's a good rule. Choose something that annoys you already.
Exactly. For me, it was keys in the drawer. For someone else, it's the closet, or the kitchen counter, or the phone screen.
Or the fridge. The fridge is chaos for some people.
The fridge is a museum too. You open it and you're like, this is from when?
Who bought this?
Why is it still alive?
Okay, so pick one spot. And then what?
Then you make one decision at a time. Not a dramatic purge, one decision. Do I use this? Do I like this? Do I know what this is? If the answer is no, it's probably not earning its space.
That's such a clean way to think about it. Earning its space.
Because space is limited. And peace is limited too. If your environment feels like it's yelling at you, your brain never rests.
I want to talk about the emotional excuse that blocks people. But what if I need it someday?
The most powerful sentence in the clutter universe.
Yes, someday is the landlord of useless objects.
And someday is always vague. Someday has no date, no plan, just fear.
So how do you respond to, what if I need it someday?
I ask, how easily could I replace it? Like, if I need it, can I borrow it, buy it, rent it? Because often the fear is bigger than the reality.
That's true. And sometimes the item is not even expensive. It's just emotionally expensive to throw it away.
Exactly. And this is where we should be honest. Some items are memory items, and that's okay.
Yes, minimalism isn't no memories. It's intentional memories.
Like, keep the meaningful things. But don't keep every random object and pretend it's sacred.
Not every old t-shirt is a family heirloom.
Exactly. Okay, can I confess something?
Please.
I have a box labeled important,
Oh no.
and it's not actually important. It's a box of things I didn't want to decide about.
That is such a real strategy. Important is just future me problem.
Exactly. And future me is always the victim. I'm constantly leaving work for future me like future me is my employee.
Future you is exhausted.
Future me is filing complaints.
Okay, so basically, decluttering is not a cleaning task. It's a decision task.
Yes, and decisions cost energy. That's why people get tired after decluttering for 1 hour. It's not the physical work, it's the choosing.
That's a great point to tell people because they think they're lazy. They're not lazy. They're decision fatigued.
Exactly. So you need to reduce decisions. For example, you can make simple rules.
Like what?
Like, if I didn't use it in a year, I probably don't need it. Or, if it's broken and I haven't fixed it, I'm not going to fix it.
That one is painful.
It's painful, but it's true. You're not going to suddenly become a repair person.
You're not going to wake up with a toolbox personality.
Exactly. Another rule is 1 in, 1 out.
That's a good one for shopping habits.
Because clutter isn't only about what you have. It's about what you keep bringing in.
This is where Amazon boxes enter the chat.
The Amazon box era. You're like, I bought this tiny thing, and it arrives in a box big enough for a small animal.
And then the box stays.
Because you think, this is a good box.
I might need this box.
Exactly. And suddenly you own boxes.
Owning boxes is the first step to becoming a warehouse.
A personal warehouse, yes.
Okay, let's pivot to digital minimalism for a second, because people forget that their phone can be the loudest room in the house.
True. Your phone is like a tiny casino. Lights, notifications, rewards.
And you open it to check one thing, and then 20 minutes disappears.
That's not minimalism, that's hostage situation.
So what's one digital thing that helped you?
I turned off most notifications. Not all, some are useful, but I removed the ones that are basically ads. Like, hey, look at me.
That's a huge change, because constant notifications make you feel behind, even when you're fine.
Exactly. And I cleaned my home screen. I put the distracting apps away. Not deleted, just not in my face.
That's such a practical approach. Not dramatic, just intentional.
And it's the same with physical stuff. Minimalism is not drama. It's direction.
Direction is a good word. Okay, let's talk about the weird psychological thing. Sometimes clutter is comfort,
Yes, like having stuff makes you feel safe.
or having options makes you feel safe. What if I need a different outfit? What if I need a different tool?
And sometimes it's emotional protection. If your space is messy, you don't have to face certain things. You're always busy.
That's deep, but true. Clutter can be a distraction.
A very physical distraction. You can avoid feelings by organizing cables.
Organizing cables as therapy.
And it feels productive. But it doesn't always solve the root issue.
So we should say it gently. If you're attached to clutter, it might not be about stuff. It might be about emotions.
Yes, but you don't have to solve your entire life. You can start with a small action.
Small action is the theme of this podcast, honestly.
It is. Okay, let's do a quick real-life example. Imagine you come home after a long day. You're tired. You see clutter. What happens?
You feel stressed.
Exactly. And you think you need energy to deal with it. But the clutter is stealing the energy.
That's so true. It's like the mess is charging you a fee every time you look at it.
Yes, so minimalism is basically reducing those fees.
Canceling subscriptions you didn't know you had.
Exactly. And this is where I want to bring in a tiny check your mindset moment without being preachy. Because I think a lot of people think minimalism is a punishment. Like, I can't have nice things.
Right, like it's deprivation.
But it's not. It's choosing what you actually want around you. You can still have nice things. You just don't want 10 versions of the same thing.
So basically, minimalism is not less joy. It's less noise.
Less noise, exactly.
Okay, I have a question. What's the hardest category for you to declutter?
Clothes. Because clothes are emotional. Clothes are future me.
The when I clothes.
Yes, the when I travel jacket. The when I get in shape pants. The when I have a fancy event shirt. And then you realize you're building a closet for a person who doesn't exist yet.
A closet for your imaginary life.
Exactly. And the thing is, it's not bad to have goals. But keeping clothes you don't wear doesn't help your goals. It just creates guilt.
That's such a good way to put it. If it creates guilt, it's not helping.
Yeah, so I started asking, would I buy this today? If the answer is no, then why am I keeping it?
That's a powerful question. Would I buy it today?
And also, does it fit my current life? Not my fantasy life.
That's the theme again. Real life versus fantasy life.
Real life has laundry. Fantasy life has perfect lighting.
Perfect lighting is doing a lot of work in our conversations.
It is, but it's a good image. Okay, so for anyone listening, if you want a low-stress way to start, here's a calm approach. Pick one small area, set a short timer, and stop before you hate it.
That's important. Stop before you hate it.
Because if you force it for 3 hours, you'll associate minimalism with suffering, and you won't do it again.
And when you stop, you should leave the space better than before. Even a little.
Yes, small wins. Because small wins are motivating.
And then the next day, you might actually want to continue, because you can feel the benefit.
Exactly. And if you want a fun little game, you can do the 10 things game.
What's that?
You pick 10 things you don't need and you let them go. Donate, recycle, trash, whatever is appropriate. 10 things is enough to feel progress, but not enough to feel pain.
That's a good number. 10 is manageable.
And sometimes you'll get momentum and do more. But the point is, you don't need to become a new person. You just need to reduce friction in your daily life.
Friction is a great word. Because clutter creates friction. It makes everything slightly harder.
Finding things, cleaning, cooking, getting dressed.
Even relaxing. Because you can't fully relax when your environment is screaming.
Exactly. Okay, let's bring this back to a very specific object type. The mystery cables.
The cable museum.
The cable museum. Here's what I did. I kept the ones I actually use, and I labeled them. Which sounds boring, but it changed everything.
That's actually genius. Because half the stress is not knowing.
Exactly. And for the mystery cables I couldn't identify, I put them in a smaller quarantine bag with a date.
Quarantine cables.
Yes. If I don't need them in, say, 3 months, they're gone. Because if I needed them, I would have needed them already.
That's such a smart compromise. It respects the fear, but it limits it.
Exactly. Because telling someone, just throw everything away, is not realistic for most people.
And it's not necessary. You can create peace gradually.
Okay, let's do a quick honesty check for listeners. If you had to name one loud spot in your life, one place that drains you, what is it?
It might be a drawer, a closet, a shelf, a phone screen.
Or a calendar.
That's true. But start with physical. Physical is easier.
And when you improve that one spot, you'll feel something immediately. Relief.
Relief is addictive.
Exactly. That's the best part. Minimalism gives you relief.
And relief is what people are really buying when they buy storage boxes. They're trying to buy relief.
But relief doesn't come from more boxes. It comes from fewer things.
That's a painful truth.
A painful truth that saves money.
Okay, before we wrap, I want to say something that might sound simple, but I think it's important. Minimalism is personal. One person's too much is another person's just right.
Yes. The goal is not to copy someone else's lifestyle. The goal is to make your own life easier.
And if you have a family, kids, roommates, your version will look different. That's fine.
The only test is, does your space support your life, or does it fight your life?
That's the best test. Support or fight.
Because if your space is fighting you, hiding your keys, attacking you with cables, maybe it's time.
The haunted drawer has spoken.
The haunted drawer demands change.
Okay, mini checkpoint before we go. If we had to say it in one sentence, minimalism isn't about having nothing. It's about making room for what matters. Time, calm, and being able to find your keys.
Honestly, finding your keys is worth it.
All right, thanks for spending time with us on the Build Your English podcast. Catch you in the next episode.
And if you declutter one thing today, make it the haunted drawer. Your future self will thank you. Bye, everyone.